So tomorrow I think you all have exam, right? Kindly unmute and respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So last minute strategy I'm going to share. So hope the screen is visible now. Is the screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So you have 10 units in both paper 1 and paper 2. Sir, so for paper 1, you'll be having the general kind of thing like teaching aptitude, research aptitude, comprehension, communication, mathematical reasoning, logical reasoning, data interpretation, ICT, people development and environment, and then higher education system. So mostly the questions will be distributed like 5 questions in each unit. So total 50 questions will be there. So for this paper one, you'll be having for 100 marks. So each question carries 2 marks. So in teaching aptitude, mostly the question whichever they are asking will be very easy. Like the teaching related thing they will ask, like which type of teaching is suitable, and what a learner should have, what a teaching environment should have, and then how to handle the learners, and what are the tools and materials which we need to use for the materials preparation. And most of the questions will be from these aspects. Definitely one or two questions will be from the new techniques like Swayam, then Swayam Prabha and MOOCs. So one or two questions at least we are expecting on this, and definitely one question will be based on this. They may ask, they will give some situation or some examples, and they may ask whether this particular teaching method is teacher centered or learner centered. So these two topics are most important in this first unit, and in addition to that they may have some characteristics as well. So what all the characteristics a student or a learner or a teacher should have. So those things we may expect on question. And in addition to that, they may ask some questions related to emotional and cognitive characters. So these are the most important part, and try to attend all the questions whichever you are feeling that it is known to you. And next thing is research aptitude. In research aptitude they may ask these methods, either it may be quantitative or qualitative methods. So at least 2 questions may come from this. And in addition to that they may ask one question from ethics, and mostly most of the questions may be from these two topics, the methods of research, ICT, and ethics. And in comprehension they may give one passage or paragraph which is mostly from Hindu newspaper editorial, or Times of India editorial, or Indian Express editorial. So from that question, from that passage, they will be asking 5 questions. So mostly it is very easy to score in this area. So try to focus as much you can, because time is limited for you. So you need to complete the paper one first. So time is very limited. So you have to read quickly, and you have to comprehend it, and you have to answer the questions. Mostly from this unit, you try to achieve 5 marks out of 5 marks. So don't lose mark in this particular comprehension part, because in reasoning and all you may lose marks. Sometimes some questions may from this fractions, ratio, or proportion. Those things are little bit tough. So if you lose 1 or 2 marks in this, if you get full marks from comprehension, it can be managed. And one more thing, in paper one at least 40 marks you should get. If you get 40 marks in paper 2, even though if you are getting less mark, and it will make a difference, because most of the people used to focus on paper 2 as the subject is for environmental science, most of the environmental science students may write this exam, and even the students who are from environmental science background may feel tough in their own part, that is paper 2. And for paper 1 it is open ended one, so you can easily score more mark in this paper 1 compared to the paper 2. So try to focus more on the paper 1 compared to the paper 2. If you score more than 40 in this paper 1, in paper 2 if you score more than 55, definitely you can able to achieve the JRF. So next one is communication. In communication, we may expect some questions related to these barriers and some questions related to what are the characteristics of effective communication. And some questions may give example, and they may ask whether this is a verbal communication or non-verbal communication. So, for example, many years they are repeating the same question, like whether the puppet show is a verbal communication or a non-verbal communication. So, these kind of things we need to study. So, different type of communications are there, like classroom teaching method, like this online teaching, and puppet show, the folklore, then many methods are there. So those kind of examples you need to learn, and you need to know whether it is classified under verbal communication or non-verbal communication. So those things you need to understand. So mostly one question you may get from barriers, one from this verbal or non-verbal, and one question may be from characteristics, and remaining two questions may be from this other areas, mass media, society, and all. And here in mathematical reasoning, don't focus much, because in this fifth unit they may ask only 5 questions. Among 5 questions, definitely 2 questions you may easily able to answer, like this number series or letter series. It is very easy, and you don't need to revise, or you don't know, need to practice. So at least 1 or 2 questions you can able to get the marks from this. And they may ask sometimes relationship. You are well versed with the relationship means you don't need to revise those things. And remaining mathematical questions they may ask, like profit or loss, percentage conversion, time and distance. So those things I think you might have studied if you are preparing for any competitive exam. So try to focus on this first part: reasoning, number series, letter series, quotes and relationship. At least 2 question or 3 question you will get. So even if you lose 2 mark or 3 mark from this mathematical reasoning, remaining area you can focus. Because I feel as an agriculture graduate or an environmental science graduate, you may feel little bit tough on this maths. So no worries, just leave. Try to get at least 2 to 3 marks from this part out of 5 mark. So remaining mark you can able to easily achieve in other units. And one more thing, as you are not focusing much on this, you need to focus on other units, so that you can able to get at least 4 marks from each units, so that at least you may get around 40 42 like that. So next is logical reasoning. In logical reasoning it is very tough actually. Sometimes they may ask fallacies. So I have seen the recent question paper. So in recent question paper, most of the question papers are having this fallacies. This is little bit tough actually. And also the people who are from South India, uh, like the non Hindi speaking states, they may feel little bit tough in this area. So you can just go through it. Whatever you are feeling like it is very easy, or whatever you know, you can attempt it. Even if you lose 1 or 2 mark in this, you can able to cope up with other things. But don't lose mark on this analogies, Venn diagram. At least one known question will come from analogy or Venn diagram. So don't lose mark on these things. And mostly they may ask what is mean by anumana, what is mean by vyapti, or they may give some example and they may ask. So basic thing you can read from this. If they ask anything in depth, it will be very tough for you. So don't lose hope, you can score much more mark in other units. And next is data interpretation. They may give some table kind of thing or some chart kind of thing. From that they may ask questions, and never ever lose mark in this data interpretation area and ICT area and this comprehension. So 15 out of 15 you need to get from these 3 units. Then you can easily able to achieve your JRF. So next is ICT. In ICT, mostly they ask the very basic thing, the school kind of thing. They may ask what is mean by intranet. They may ask what is mean by www. They may ask expansion of email. They may ask expansion of ICT. So they may ask something related to Swayam, MOOCs, or any ICT tools. They may ask. If you are updated with the UGC website and the UGC initiatives, you can easily get 5 mark in this. And sometimes they may ask some questions related to this conversion of megabyte, the nibble means 8 bytes. One nibble is equal to 8 bytes. 1024 megabit is equal to 1 megabyte, and 1024 megabyte is equal to 1 gigabyte. So likewise the conversion you need to know. And next one is people development and environment. In this mostly you will be studying in paper 2. This unit mostly you will be studying in paper 2. These thing all coming in unit 10 of paper 2. This is coming in I think unit 4 or 5 in canonical. It is unit 2 canonical chemistry, and only this thing you need to read in this unit 9, because mostly other things are covered in paper 2. So millennium development goals and sustainable development goals you need to note. So there are 17 development goals. They may ask goal 4 is related to what? Quality education. Goal 13 is what? It is combating climate change. So those kind of questions they may ask. And total number of millennium development goals, total number of sustainable development goals, it is 17. So those basic things you need to note down. And whatever you are studying, this is important. International Solar Alliance related thing, every year they are asking at least one question. So you can go through this International Solar Alliance. It is very important. And this Montreal Protocol also very important for you. And remaining they may ask from this sustainable development goals and millennium development goals. And next is unit 10. So if you are updated with newspaper and UGC initiatives, you can easily score this mark. And you may expect some questions from NIRF ranking. So you can visit this website NIRF india.org. So not recently, in August 24, they have released the ranking. So as per this ranking, they may ask some questions. So you can click ranking. So they may ask which university is number 1, like that they may ask. So it is IISc Bangalore, and second is JNU, that is Jawaharlal Nehru University, and third one is Jamia Millia Islamia. So likewise they may ask some questions. Sometimes they may ask under management category which institute scored first rank. So it is IIM Ahmedabad. So likewise you can go through this, and we are expecting at least one question from this NIRF ranking, and some may from NAC, and mostly questions related to this value of education. We may expect some questions, 1 or 2 questions. So from this paper 1, you need to score at least 40. If you are scoring near to 42, 45, it is very easy for you to secure the JRF in paper 2. So this is about paper 1. If you have any doubt, you can ask now. You can unmute yourself and you can ask. So if no questions, we can move to further second paper. So in second paper, again here also we need some strategy. You just leave some units if you are not feeling comfortable. So here you need to score at least 55 to 60 questions out of 100 questions. So very well you can leave 40 questions. It means you need to score only 60% or 65% at maximum. Maximum target you can keep 65. If you score 65 percentage in this, definitely you will be the topper of the UGC environmental science. Here the most of the questions are from environmental biology. So never ever lose any marks in this environmental biology. Why? Because out of 100 questions, at least you may expect 25 questions from this unit alone. In paper 1, most of the questions were distributed equally. For example, in unit 1, mostly they will ask only 5 questions, and unit 2 again 5 questions. So each unit mostly they keep only 5 questions. But in case of paper 2, if you see, most of the questions are from environmental biology, that is unit 3. And next importance you should give to fundamentals of environmental science. And next important you need to give to this energy and environment. And next important you need to give to this unit 7, solid and hazardous waste management. And next you need importance to unit 10, that is contemporary environmental issues. If you score, if you read all these units which I have told, it is almost 5 units. Mostly you will get 70 marks, and remaining anyhow some questions around 14 to 18 or 16 questions may come from this environmental chemistry. Even half if you score, you can able to easily achieve the JRF. So try to focus on the subjects rather than try to reading all, right? This unit 1, environmental sciences fundamentals. So most of the things you may all studied in your undergraduate as a part of environmental studies and disaster management course, which is a universal course for all the undergraduates in our country. So most of the questions you may have from this structure of the composition of atmosphere, then this law of thermodynamics, then some questions related to this meteorological parameter, especially this mixing ratio. And definitely one question will come from this lapse rate. Either it may be adiabatic or environmental lapse rate. They may give some figure, or they give some equation, or they may give some formula, and they may ask whether it is falls under adiabatic or environmental lapse rate. And definitely one question may come from this windrows. They may give the windrows diagram and they may ask the questions. And here sometimes they may ask 1 or 2 questions related to this agroclimatic zones, and definitely they may ask some sensors or satellite related things. At least 1 questions you may expect from this. And related to education, awareness and ethics, you may have at least 1 question or 2 questions. So these highlighted are the important areas. And in environmental chemistry, again you can very well select some topics which are easy to you. As I have already told, Gibbs energy you can go through. We may expect 1 or 2 questions in that. And from isotope, definitely 1 question may come. Whether they may give U-238, they may give thorium 234, they may give polonium, they may give plutonium, and they may ask whether it is a isotope or not, whether it is stable or not. Like those nuclear kind of questions they may ask. And then the basic simple composition of air, how much percentage of argon is present, how much percentage of carbon dioxide is currently present. So those details you need to know. And next, you may expect one question from ozone formation or ozone destruction. So the ozone chemistry you need to know. And then photochemical reactions or photochemical smog, how the PAN, the peroxyacyl nitrile is formed. So those questions you may expect. And then you may expect one question from redox potential, and definitely one question from DO, COD, BOD. And this process you can see sedimentation, coagulation. For coagulation and flocculation you will be using potash alum. So those questions are repeated questions in this, and you can see whether this process falls under which category, the primary process or a secondary process or a tertiary process, or they may sometimes ask whether it is falling under physical removal or chemical removal or biological removal. So those things you need to be very thorough. And we may expect one or two questions related to the cycles, the NPK cycle, then sulfur cycle, then oxygen cycle, then water cycle. Then some questions may come from pesticides or heavy metals. So they may ask Minamata disease is due to which metal? So it is due to mercury. And Ita disease is due to cadmium. And arsenicosis disease is due to arsenic. Then black lung disease is due to coal. Mostly the people who are working in mines used to have this black lung disease. Then you may have some questions related to silicosis. Silicosis is a disease caused by inhaling of silicone. So those kind of questions they may ask. And they may ask the abbreviation of POP, PAN and VOC. Mostly this POP or new generation pollutants. They may ask some questions related to POP, VOC, and especially the microplastics and nanoplastics. And some questions related to this instrument, maybe the purpose of the instrument, maybe the principle of the instrument. For this spectrophotometer, the principle is Beer-Lambert's law. For AS it is Beer-Lambert's law, for spec it is Beer's law. So those kind of thing you need to know. So for measuring, some tricky questions may come from this part actually. Sometimes they may ask which are the instruments are used to measure the heavy metals. You may all know that it can be measured only through AAS, but it is not. You can use spec also, UV spec also for measuring this heavy metals. Then again AAS, then ICP also you can use. So these many instruments are there. Even the graphite furnace also you can use to measure the metals. So those kind of usages and principle at least you need to know. Again, the highlighted part in this ornamental chemistry are the expected questions. You can able to score a minimal mark if you are studying only this. Then for ornamental biology, you need to study all. Never ever leave anything from this. The ecological concepts never leave, because most of the questions, like I have said, right, around 25 to 30 questions may come from this unit 3 alone. So among that, most of the questions are from ecological part, the ecological principles, ecological concepts, and yeah, these things you need to study. This ecotone, edge effect, succession process they may ask in match the following. They may give the order starting from the pioneer community or excesses to the climax community. So the whole process you need to see, like which is first, then next at last. So that whole process you need to know. Then ecosystem structure, they are continuously, repeatedly they are asking. Like the lowest pyramid might be an individual. Above that we have population. Above that we have community. Above that we have ecosystem. Above that we may have biome. Above that we may have biosphere. So that structure of ecosystem pyramid you need to know. Then food chain and food web. They are repeatedly asking some questions related to this. And energy models they are asking. And repeated question is like which type of food chain, not food chain, food type of ecological pyramid is upright, which type of ecological pyramid is inverted. So those things you need to know. So the parasitic chain is parasitic yeah parasitic kind of food chain is always in inverted position. So those kind of things you need to know. Then this type of lake, lentic, lotic, then structure of lake, then the wetlands. Recently, government of Tamil Nadu announced some wetlands. Recently, some other state may announce some wetlands. Then in wetlands, Ramsar is playing a major role in announcing. So those kind of things you need to know. At least one question you may expect from this wetland. Then biome, yeah, at least one question it may come. You can see the classification, and you need to know in which, under which biome we are, our country is coming under. So those things you need to know. And definitely you may expect one question from this three: R species, K species, keystone species, and one more concept is called umbrella species. So those things you need to know. And then yeah, this hotspots, then that ecological interaction, uh, commensalism, amensalism, parasitism, competition. So those things you need to know. Then the conservation method. So this is very simple and easy. They may give you one example. For example, sanctuary is what kind of conservation? Either it is in situ or ex situ. So those things you need to know. So sanctuary is in situ type of conservation. Zoo, botanical garden, genetic bank or gene bank. So those are coming under ex situ conservation. And we may expect some questions related to this biopiracy and sacred groves as well. And every year they are asking at least one question. They may give some animal, and they may ask under which category it falls according to IUCN red data book. So you need to note whether the particular animal is classified under which category. Those things you need to know. Then under this you may need to know the disease actually, the major waterborne, airborne, and other diseases you need to know. And then yeah, remediation. This is also a very important part and easy part. So for example, they may give some plants, and they may ask among these plants which is a bioaccumulator, which is used for remediating this particular metal. They may ask. They may give some microbes name as well. So suppose Bacillus and Deosulfuricans, those kind of bacteria were used for remediation, for remediating sulfur, iron, ferroxidons, those kind of things they may ask. Then some bioindicators may ask, for example, lichens. So lichens are used to indicate the sulfur or sulfur dioxide pollution in the air. Or the dragonfly is used to indicate the polluted lake. Or so these kind of questions they may ask. Then some related to biofertilizers, WAM, AM, fungi. And in this geosciences, again it is very tough. If you are studying soil science, it might be easy, but other stream people may feel little bit tough. But at least one question may come from this forces, and one more question you may expect from this wind, and definitely one question come from this El Nino, La Nina. Then the origin of Earth, when 5.6 million years ago or billion years ago, what happened? Like that they may ask. And then they may ask a type of rocks. They may give granite. Granite may come under which type of rock they may ask. So those questions you may expect, but don't leave any marks in this Coriolis force, pressure gradient, frictional force, and then this winds. And remaining all you can just simply go through, and we may expect some question related to this Geiben-Herzberg Darcy law. You can simply Google it, and you can know some basics related to this two law and relations. And some questions they may ask related to current affairs, like if any landslides or avalanche or earthquake or tsunami happens, they may ask some questions. Recently in 2024, Wayanadu, a place in Kerala, experienced a severe landslide. So those kind of questions they may ask. And then energy and environment, you need to score almost all mark. Like if they are asking 10 questions, you have to achieve all the 10 questions. They may ask some questions related to this hydropower and tidal. There is a concept called OTEC. Yeah, here it is. Ocean thermal energy conversion. So repeatedly they are asking questions from this OTEC. Then from solar energy also they are asking some questions. And from nuclear energy they are asking some questions. Fission and fusion type process. Then some example. They may give some radioisotope, whether it is used for producing energy, like that they may ask. And then they may ask something related to this global warming and radiative forcing. And next is unit 6, environmental pollutants. Again here you may expect some questions from this Gaussian, then lapse rate, then linear source model, then area source model, then mixing height and depth, and this ambient air quality index. And every year, or not every year, every day government used to measure the pollutants, and minimum is 2 measurements per week. It means we have 52 weeks, so total 104 samples we need to take. So from that 104 samples we are averaging the air quality of a particular location. In addition to that, every day we are calculating this air quality index AQI, and you need to know more about this criteria pollutants as well. We have around 8 criteria pollutants, and in addition to that we have this national NAAQS, National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Then you need to know the instruments. Among this instrument, the most efficient is electrostatic precipitator. This question they are asking repeatedly. And then you need to know indoor air pollutants, because recently we are experiencing so much of indoor air pollutants. For example, radon is a major indoor air pollutant in our country. And then at least 2 questions may come from noise pollution. So it is a very small topic, so never lose mark from this noise pollution. Mostly they may ask some standards. For example, in ecologically sensitive area, what is the noise pollution standard? So likewise they may ask in daytime or nighttime they may ask. And here this Indian standards they are asking some questions according to this IS 10500. What is the standard of this BOD? What is the standard of COD? What is the CPCB standards? What is the WHO standards? So those things you need to know. And next one is this wastewater treatment. This one I have already told. Primary, secondary and tertiary treatments or advanced treatments. And then turbidity, yeah, they are asking some questions in turbidity repeatedly. And they may ask some questions related to this nitrate and phosphates, that is eutrophication. Then yeah, this is again basic concept in environmental science, so definitely you need to know this. And TDS hardness they are asking one question, like standards or how to remove hardness What is meant by temporary hardness, what is meant by permanent hardness, you need to know. Then in soil pollution, mostly they are asking something related to this quality and some fertilizer thing. So other things, I think as an agriculture graduate, we all know at least basic. So just go through the soil pollution once more. And then again in marine pollution, they are asking some questions. And radioactive pollution, yeah, they are asking one or two questions. So by using lead, you can able to protect from the radioactive pollution. So those questions they may ask. Then next unit is unit 7, solid and hazardous waste management. Again, this is a very vast topic, but they are asking only the basic things. Like if broken glass is there, it is classified under which type of which category of waste, and what color bin you should use. So those kind of thing you need to know. Suppose we are using catheters. After using catheters, which dustbin we need to throw? Then if some anatomical waste is there, where we should throw? So those kind of colored bins we need to know. Then recently some questions are coming from this RDF, that is refused derived fuels or fuel pellets. So briquetting kind of questions they may ask. How will you convert this solid waste into a most economical one? So those things they may ask. And something related to this recycling of solid waste by biomethanation or biogas production or alcohol production, those kind of things you need to know. Then this hazardous waste management you need to know. Especially the questions may come from the biomedical waste. So biomedical waste you need to focus much compared to all other waste. Biomedical and one more, yeah, this e-waste you need to focus much. Then fly ash utilization you can focus, because recently government has given some guidelines related to this fly ash. They, you may expect some questions. So here, yeah, we have plastic waste. They may ask some microplastic or nanoplastic pollution related questions. So don't lose any mark in this unit 7. Next one is unit 8, EAA. In this EAA, you may expect one question, at least one question from this EMP, that is Environmental Management Plan. And they may ask the aims and objective of EAA, and they may ask the steps. The first process is what, then next, then next, like that they may ask. They may ask this ISO series number. ISO 14,000 is what? It is related to environmental management system. ISO 14,001 is related to what? ISO 14,040 is related to what? So it is related to LCA. So those things you need to know. Definitely one question may come from this ISO series, and especially it may come in match the following. So don't lose mark on that. And next one, they may ask something related to this, the audit. And some questions are related to the category of projects, whether mining project will come under category A or B or B1 kind of thing they may ask. And next one is hazard identification, risk assessment. So those things you just go through. And this last, definitely they may ask. The date, years they may ask. For example, we have Wildlife Protection Act in 1972 and amended in 1991. So those years you need to by heart. And constitutional provisions of environment. So that is very, very important. Here it is 48A and 51A. It mostly deals with the fundamental duties of a citizen to protect environment, and not fundamental duties of a state to protect environment. And there is one more article, article 21. Article 21 says about right to life or right to clean environment. So those things you need to know. So recently we are having some questions related to this coastal regulation zones, category 1, category 2, those kind of zonation you need to know. Then again the policy years. Then from this convention and agreements, the Stockholm Conference, Montreal, Ramsar, then the CBD, Conventional Biological Diversity, Kyoto, UNFCCC, CDM, IPCC, Sustainable Development Goals, Millennium Development Goals, Earth Summit, Rio Summit. So those things you need to know. The years, purpose, where it is happened, and if possible, you can see how many people have signed or how many people have agreed. Those details you can know, but at least year, the purpose and the place you need to note. You can make it as a tabular column to easily study. And unit 9 they are asking repeated models, like the questions may be same, only the numbers they may change. Suppose for this year they may ask some questions related to this normal distribution. Next year they may ask something related to this binomial or Poisson, like that. So if you go through this old question paper, you can very well score much mark in the statistical part. And mostly we have already studied at least one course in undergraduate. Yeah, at least two courses we may have studied. In postgraduate, at least one or two courses we may have studied. So just go through that notes. It will be very easy to you. And mostly one question may come from these two models, Lotka-Volterra or Leslie's model. And they may ask some simple calculation to calculate average or median, mode. So those kind of things they may ask. And sometimes they may ask they will give some data, and they may ask whether it can be done with t-test or chi-square, like that they may ask. And this 10th unit you have to go through the recent updates, like some projects, some mission, what is the current status, how much energy we need to achieve, how much we have already achieved, what is the target. We may expect some questions related to this Vikshit Bharat, then yeah, so those kind of things. Then you can go through this projects. Then from this 4-5 disaster, definitely one question will come: Minamata love canal, then Bhopal gas tragedy. So the Bhopal gas tragedy is due to this methyl isocyanate gas leakage. Minamata due to mercury. Chernobyl again due to this blasting or blasting of this nuclear power plant. Then Fukushima also, it is same nuclear disaster. So those kind of things you need to know. And Griha rating, green building rating, so those questions they may ask recently. This diseases I have already told. This fluorosis is due to fluorine, then arsenic. So those kind of things you need to note. And definitely you may expect some questions related to this sequestration and carbon credits. So these are very easy part. Again, don't lose any marks in this unit 10. So that's all for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So I have uploaded the books for paper 1. Paper 2 I don't have any books, so you can refer to this book for paper 2. Yeah, this paper 2 you can use this book, Catalyst. For paper 1, I strongly suggest you to go through Harpreet Kaur book. It is by Oxford. Yeah, this book, Harpreet Kaur. So I will share the link. You can access the paper one books. You can join the group and you can see the description. There is a Google Drive link. So in that link you can able to download all the books. So this is the link for the group. You can join. So if there are any doubts, you can ask now. Is there any doubts? Okay, we lined up. Thank you. Thank you for attending the session. If anything there, you can just mail me or call me if you have my number. Best wishes for your exam. And I thought of giving this session so long before, but I could not able to make it. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lada.